Well, Neyo has been, I guess he been in the hot water lately.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of was listening to the story. He made some comments.
You understand what
he made some comments about transgender assignments. Yeah. Let me read it because I kind of know
kids with transgender parents.
No. Neyo has apologized for his remarks made about gender identity.
Like
parenting.
Wade's daughter, son.
He made some comments, I think, about like if your child comes up to you at 5 or 6 and says, "Daddy, I want to be a girl," you don't encourage that.
Okay.
At
5.
Right. The singer posted a statement on Twitter expressing his regret over some of the things he said during a recent interview with Vlad TV. After much reflection, I'd like to express my deepest apologies to anyone that I may have hurt with my comments on parenting and gender identity. The statement reads, "I've always been an advocate for love and exclusivity, whatever, in the LGBTQ plus community. So I understand how my comments should have been interpreted as insensitive and offensive, how it was interpreted. During the interview, Neyo said, I just personally come from an era where a man was a man and a woman was a woman. There was 2 genders, and that's just how I rocked. You could identify as a goldfish if you feel like it. I don't care. That ain't my business," he added. "It becomes my business when you try to make me play the game with you. I'm not going to call you a goldfish. But if you want to be a goldfish, you can go and be a goldfish." He also commented on parents who support their children identifying as a gender that differs from their sex assigned at birth. Mm-hmm. I feel like parents have almost forgotten what the role of a parent is. Mm-hmm. If your little boy comes to you and says, "Daddy, I want to be a girl," Neyo said, and you just let him rock with that. If you let this 5-year-old boy decide to eat candy all day, he's going to do that too, Neyo added. Mm-hmm. When did it become a good idea to let a 5-year-old, let a 6-year-old, let a 12-year-old make a life-changing decision for themselves? Critics of Neyo remarks pointed to medical evidence that supports gender-affirming care for children and adolescents after his interview was uploaded to YouTube over the weekend. CNN has reached out to representatives for the artist for additional comments. Now, let me tell you what was wrong with what he said, and let me tell you what was right with what he said.
Okay.
Because these people are what's the word? Cancel you if you say anything. You can't say nothing.
Even how you feel
without being canceled.
Right.
So first of all, if that's how you felt, he shouldn't have came back and apologized. If that's how you felt. Okay. Now, if you apologize because the way it makes you feel.
He apologized because he offended somebody.
Then that's different.
Okay.
That's like somebody saying, "I apologize that I hurt your feelings." It doesn't take away that I feel the way that I feel
this way,
but I probably shouldn't have said it out like that and hurt your feelings. Exactly. I'm sorry about that.
Exactly.
Now, if he's apologizing that way, I'm fine with it. Mm-hmm. But don't apologize for how you feel. Because people are canceling you because he started getting canceled. Don't apologize for how you feel because you're getting canceled now in the LGBTQ community. You see what I'm saying? I don't care who you are. When you are 5 and 6, why are you even talking about gender at 5 or 6?
At that young age, yeah.
You don't even know what you want to be tomorrow.
Remember you.
So what are you talking about? There's nothing wrong with that part of what he said.
Remember when you said that Jada Pinkett and Will, they allowed their children freedom.
Yeah, they was taking mushrooms and everything.
Almost like that.
Yeah, too free.
So how far do you go with that?
This is my opinion. Okay, and we know somebody who had a son that's gay. He started, to me, if you want to say show symbols of it or whatever, signs of it. I knew that early on. You could see it, but that's not you. You don't encourage either way. I don't understand. That's the part of what he was saying, I was saying.
If the son...
I don't like men who say, "Be a man. Don't cry for a little boy."
Okay.
Like, a man don't cry?
You notice that in a boy's young age. If that young boy goes to his parents and say, "Ma, I'm feeling a certain way," And you're thinking, wow, he's young to be feeling a certain way when it comes to sexuality.
And I would tell him,
how would you respond to that?
I would respond to him the way I would respond to him whether he said he liked girls. Mm-hmm. You need to concentrate on school right now. That's where your concentration need to be. At 5 and 6, you shouldn't even be thinking about dating and all that other stuff.
One of our conversations we had, one of our topics was school teachers, where kids come to school and they identify differently than how they are at home.
Right.
Teachers are not allowed to tell the parents.
They can't tell the parents.
Your son comes to school, he changes into his pink tutu and his dress.
Right.
And he says the female name, whatever it is. You can't tell a parent. Your son is identifying as another sex.
To me, I think what happened with Neyo, it was more about the messenger more than the message.
Oh, okay.
Neyo is a cheater. Oh, he's a scumbag. He dogged his wife out. He got women pregnant while he was married. You think that's teaching your son how to be a man?
Yeah.
I'd rather your son wear a dress, honestly, than to use you as the example of how to be a man.
Of a dad, how he treats women and other people, because he didn't treat his wife right.
Not only that, you got other women pregnant while you was married, prostitutes. He sleeps with everybody. Mm-hmm. He's a dog. So to me, it's the messenger. Mm-hmm. That's one. Mm-hmm. I think, not saying that if somebody else would have said it, the trans community wouldn't have been as upset. Yeah. But coming from that big giant head who always wears a hat, have you seen him without a hat? Mm-mm. You never seen Neyo without a hat.
I think one time when he was on The View and they were on the island,
Neyo's head is about the size of this room.
It's real brown.
It's a giant head.
It is,
and he has to wear a hat. Because he's ashamed of his head.
So insecure with that head.
Insecure. Your mom should have taught you how to be secure about your head. So you wouldn't have to wear a hat all the time.
Wow.
But I think that's what it was. I think it's him. You're a scumbag and you're trying to talk about parenting? Your first wife, you was married. You told her you didn't want to have any more kids. Mm-hmm. So she got a thing. She got fixed.
Mm-hmm. Well, she can't have no more children.
Then he went on and got somebody pregnant, and went on and got married again and got more kids.
So she
was bitter at first. She was bitter at first because she did it for her husband who didn't want to have any more kids.
Right.
So then you go on, you get married to somebody and have kids with her. Mm-hmm. Then you cheat on her and have children out of wedlock.
So even, let's just say for sake of argument, he didn't do any of that. He was with his wife like John Legend. Mm-hmm. Beautiful family.
Then I think
John Legend would have made that comment.
Right. So number one, I don't think that you need to make that comment, number one, because do you have a child that has come up to you and said, Dad, I think that I'm a girl or I want to be a girl? Mm-hmm. In my opinion, if that's never happened to you, then why are you even in the discussion? That's my opinion.
Because we've given our opinion on, using Dwayne Wade as an example.
I don't like surgery.
Surgeries that they're wanting to have.
That's the part where I don't care.
Underage,
you can cancel me. You can do whatever you want. I'm not going for surgery.
Surgeries are serious.
A major surgery when a child, they're not an adult. There are adults who don't even know if they should have that surgery. Mm-hmm. So why would a child make that decision and the parent make it with them?
Right.
No.
Right.
When you become an adult, you can do whatever you want to do.
Right. You're of age.
And in my opinion, I feel like people who do the surgery, and this is my opinion, you reduce being a man and a woman to a penis and a vagina. Mm-hmm.
Which I thought that they would.
I thought you above all of that. I almost feel like you should be non-binary, which is I don't identify with anything. I'm who I am, born with the way I am, and be proud of who I am. I almost feel like I like them more than somebody cutting off pieces of your body. Right. That makes you more of a man because you have a penis.
Because you're saying that I am because of that body piece.
I'm more of a man.
That makes me more of that sex or whatever that,
So I'm just saying that. So I just feel like
he probably shouldn't have said it. It wasn't important for him to say
I feel like it wasn't his fight. He didn't need to be in it. And he's a horrible human being as far as husband. So he should, for parenting. So he shouldn't make any discussions on being a good
Which
parent.
is probably why he came back and apologized, because they tore him to shreds.
They tore his big giant head up.
But you know what? It's something to think about, because you got parenting now. Parents are coming from different old school parents. You got grandparents raising kids. You got people in the LGBTQ raising them. They may have different feelings even with that. My 5-year-old coming to me, my 2-year-old, my 4-year-old. I had a friend, a coworker whose son, young age, not as young as the 5, but an age where they kind of know, because they're starting to like girls or boys, and they're starting to, they had a dream of themselves kissing that same sex, and was very free to tell their mom that. Mom had a feeling about it, but wasn't sure until that kid came out and said that. So you go, oh God, my son, my daughter is actually dreaming now. Are they looking at commercials? Are they really feeling it? Are they experiencing things that you like? I need to know, is this really real with them, or are they just emulating something they saw or felt, somebody else was doing?
I feel like,
that's a good question.
I would have the same conversation if my daughter said, I had a dream about kissing a boy. Why are you dreaming about kissing anybody? You need to be focused on school. You need to be focused. Maybe you're not busy enough. That's what I'll be like. Maybe you need to get more busy. You got too much time to dream.
That's not fair. That's during their time when they're sleeping. You can't control the dreams.
Yes, I can. You need to be dreaming about basketball or soccer or being on stage or something. What are you dreaming about kissing anybody for?
You know what? It was
you need to be dreaming about getting an A on that science test that teacher getting ready to give you Friday.
It was a episode on the Shonda, is it Shonda? What's Rhimes. Grey's Anatomy. If y'all watch Grey's Anatomy, the redhead doctor and his wife have the kids. The one son likes to dress like a little girl. Right. And they let him do that little freedom. Now he's getting ready to go to school.
And the kids
and the dad was like, no more. He wearing pants. He wearing boy clothes. But we're encouraging our kids to be free, and the wife. And he's like, no, I don't want my kid being teased. He's being teased now. He's been talked about. Kids are laughing at him with his pink tutu on. Look, so you got to go, ooh.
To me,
and the boy didn't even understand. He just wanted to dress like what he saw his sister maybe or whatever.
To me, dressing.
That's a hard one.
To me, dressing is no different than while you're in my house, this is what we believe. When you leave, you can do whatever you want to do. To me, that's no different than if it was religion. If I believe that we supposed to dress it, like, remember back in the day, I had friends who were Koji, Church of God in Christ. They couldn't wear pants.
No. Even on their bicycles, they had to wear dresses.
And we'd be like, you got to wear dresses all the time. Yes, that's what
I can look at your dress.
I'm Koji. My family believes in wearing dresses. It is what it is. And to me, as long as it's not hurt, as long as they're not doing anything to hurt the child, when you at that parent's house, you got to do whatever they say. If all y'all wear black, y'all Cardi Adams family, all y'all wear black. Don't come in here with no yellow shirt on.
Oh no!
This family wears black. When you leave, you can wear whatever color you want.
But you know what? I get what you're saying, but I do see why politicians, especially Republicans, they're trying to make laws to protect children from crazy parents like that. If they feel like that parent is different in how they're raising their kids.
I don't like that.
I know. I'm putting it out there.
That's Democrats.
Back in the day, we would never call 911 if our mom or dad come at us.
No, but that's
now you can go 911. I'm calling on my mom and dad.
No, that's Democrats trying to tell somebody how to raise their kids.
No, Republicans too.
No. Democrats are the ones that say, we want to do laws that say if a boy wants to wear a dress, he can wear a dress. If a girl wants to do this, if they want to have this religion, they can have it. The parents can't force the kids to do this. Yes, we can. As long as you're in my house, that you're not doing Satan worshiping while you're in my house. No, I'm not going to walk in your room and there's a pentagon over the door.
But the point I'm trying to make is that's you and your house.
Exactly.
Republicans, not all Republicans, I could be wrong. It could be both parties or anybody politically are trying to put a law on. What if that parent is a Satan worshiper and their child we in this house worship Satan. They're going, oh no, that's damaging.
You still say Democrats.
Well, some Republicans are putting rules on laws on kids too.
No, they do stuff.
It's like they're not allowing the parents to parent because they feel like a lot of parents are not good parents.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. It could be either of the parties, but I'm saying that's out there now because everybody may not think like you think.
Right.
As for me and my house, we would serve the Lord. As for me and my house, you don't stay out after after midnight because you're only 14 or whatever.
I don't like to say it, but if you grow up in a house with Satan worshipers, that's it. That's the house. You're not going to come in there and change your room into a Jesus room.
I told you that book, He Came to Set the Captives Free. The witch that was getting set free and received Christ, she as a baby, her mom
was in
Satan worshiper and kind of gave her over to Satan.
Yeah.
Here's your child.
Yeah.
She's growing up like that. But that door has already opened. This woman became a witch.
Yeah.
But now, thank you, Lord, she's a born-again believer.
That's what I'm saying. Whatever you're going to end up being, you're going to end up being it anyway when you get out. It's just like how we say train up a child in the way that he should go. When he departs, he won't
when he gets old, he won't depart
from
it.
We believe the same thing as Christians. We train them up the way that we think they should go. When they get out, they be doing all kind of stuff, but we feel like that's instilled in them. So they'll feel like they'll always come back. They're like the prodigal son or something.
Hopefully, prayerfully.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see. Wendy says, I have zero respect for Neyo. He treated his wife like a dog.
He sure did.
He's not dealing with it. He needs to be quiet. Emerald says, I agree with you, Kim. The Smiths went too far with allowing their children access to anything and everything.
Yes.
They was doing mushrooms.
And look at their kids now. They're not all unstable in some way.
Emerald says, we were told books, not boys. Thank you. Emerald says if he didn't want any more children, then he should have gotten himself fixed.
Oh.
And Wendy says they'll stop talking to you about their dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah. They will.
That's something. But
so you just listen to what they have to say and keep it moving.
I do get the point when you're making with Neyo, though. The messenger, they killed that messenger because he was not the right person.
It was the messenger.
It wasn't his business anyway.
Yeah.
Who cares what you feel about a 5-year-old, whatever?
No one cares what your big giant head thinks about anything.
Like Joy. Who cares?
Yeah. So that's what I think it is.
Okay.
I think it's the messenger.
Okay.
Because I feel like if some old lady said the same thing, I don't think the LGBTQ community would have went after her.
She old school.
Because they would have said that's how she feels. And if she would have said, I love you, baby. Because a lot of them have grandmothers and moms that don't agree with their lifestyle, but they love them. And they probably say, baby, I don't agree with your lifestyle, but you know I love you. And I don't agree with you. That's not the way I was raised.
A lot of LGBTQ, hopefully, they're understanding that a lot of spiritual people, right? They are strong against certain things. So you already kind of know their foundation is, they're in the Bible, so they really don't believe in that. Okay, we'll let you slide. But Neyo,
the nutty broad said, Republicans want to take your children away for how you parent.
I'm telling you, they don't like the way you're parenting. They want the government to help and say, you're not a good parent.
Right.
Let us help you.
Let's teach that there was some slaves learned some stuff.
What?
DeSantis. Slaves learn how to blacksmith.
You done tore the families apart. How can you?
But
when your baby is gone and you as a slave can't keep them anymore.
So again, I think it's the messenger. It's him saying it.
Yeah.
He didn't say it in love. He said it with more of a judgmental. And then he's a horrible person as far as
judge himself.
He needs to judge himself.
Look at the man in the mirror, right, Ma? I'm looking at the man in the mirror.
Speaking of which, look how his dad was. Look how his dad was.
Who?
Michael Jackson. His dad.
Mama's adding something to Michael Jackson. Mama cried at the little.
I cried there because
the Jackson show
loved his mother.
Yeah, he loved his mom.
Was a woman of faith.
Yeah,
even though she was a Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah,
right? She was a woman of faith.
Yeah,
and she would tell him to keep the faith.
Yeah,
she spoke,
and that brought tears to my eyes.
Oh.
Yeah, because she knew how much
a mother's love.
Yeah,
that was strong, and he needed that in the family,
right,
to help keep him going. And she probably saw the hurt that Joe was putting on him and all the other kids, and she just embraced him.
Right.
My mom said she got teary-eyed when she saw that in the play.
Catilia said, our children do not belong to the government. Parents govern their children.
They should. That's the problem. The Chicago chief that was dealing with that 7-Eleven breakdown, he said, I am so tired of these kids underage acting crazy. Where are their parents? Dude, they parents is probably out acting crazy.
Right.
This is a generation now where the parents are crazy.
They probably was out there with
So
them.
that's why the government is like, you know what? Y'all not doing your job as a mother and a dad. Missing, maybe in prison, maybe dead, maybe sick, maybe on drugs. Now we got the streets got to teach you.
Yeah.
And that's not good when the streets are teaching your kids because they were harmed.
This story. A Texas woman was injured after a hawk dropped a snake on her.
That's weird. That's a freaky accident.